goes like this. David Georges is that dude, and he is the next Dylan Sampson for Tennessee. I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean and why I'm so confident in that prediction after the bumper. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button. Join the more than 215,000 subscribers to Adapt and Respond, to College Football Podcast. Also, find our full episodes on Apple and Spotify with video if you so choose. And share this with a friend, especially a Tennessee friend, because they are in high cotton right now. They are living their best lives. They won five-star commit David Georges against what is a who's who of suitors. And it'd be like that when you're as talented as the 5'11", 200-pound violent runner that David Georges is. But I see the vision, right? For me, it's Dylan Sampson. It's right there, dog. This is a dude that can be a 1,500-yard tailback for you as soon as he steps onto campus and can do that for the next 3 years. He is sturdy. He is strong, and he is prolific. The stats for him are a video game. Coming out of Baylor School, which is in Tennessee. Also, being able to keep an in-state recruit is always nice, but a five-star, mwah. I really do wish that would happen more often in a lot of places. And I don't mean like Oklahoma, Tennessee, or every now and again Arkansas comes up with one. But it generally is good for the sport because it means that someone raised their child in such a way that the hometown team still knows, hey, we got one of them ones, and that kid feels differently about the space. Now, it doesn't mean that you should get him at a hometown discount. It does mean that growing up in Oklahoma should mean something different if you're being recruited at Oklahoma, and I think it does for the folks at the Power T. Now, they don't run the veer and shoot anymore, but they do run the football at Tennessee. And Josh Heupel has been very loud about running the football at Tennessee. And with this dude, how are you not going to want to do this? I mean, David Gabriel Georges had 756 yards and 27 rushing touchdowns en route to a state championship last year as a junior. But it's the state championship game where they just said, hey, look here. We've got an X-Man in the backfield, and we're just going to hand him the ball. You're welcome to try to stop him. Matter of fact, again, we're telling you, this is what we're going to do. McCallie, give it your best shot. And that man ran over McCallie for 431 yards and 7 touchdowns, semifinals, state championship. It doesn't get much better than that, man. Like, I'm saying the comp is Dylan Sampson because he's at Tennessee, but remember what Quinshon Judkins was his first year at Ole Miss? It's like that. It's like that. He's a contact runner. He's a contact balance runner, and he's looking for contact, and he's fast enough to run away from people. That is everything you dream about in a running back. And also is adding yet another 5-star to the coffers. Now, we haven't talked so much about the kind of run that Tennessee has been on because it's been player to player as opposed to position. But you'll know Faison Brandon looks like he could be the starting quarterback for Tennessee this year. He's a 5-star. Hattiesburg's own Tristan Keys, 5-star wide receiver, could be catching passes from him in that number 2 spot, number 3 spot, right? And now you get to add a guy like David Gabriel Georges into the mix. So over the next 3 years, I would expect this program to be not just one that is rising up the top 25. I do. But one that we're all excited to watch because they're able to do something here that too many people have been overlooking, which is the value of not just recruiting the 5-stars, but retaining them at a time when you can go get transfer portal prospects when you need, right? And Tennessee last year was in a need basis. They had a ridiculously petulant and brat-like quarterback in Nico Iamaleava, who decided to hold out the spring game, which doesn't friggin' matter, so he could get a raise based on what somebody else is getting paid to play at Duke. And Tennessee said kick rocks, and they needed to go get a quarterback. Turned out the quarterback that they went to go get was Joey Aguilar. Of course, Josh Heupel told the Fort Worth Star-Telegram that somebody at Tennessee offered him $1 million to go in the portal. Would have been a good get. I mean, just think about what he's going to be at Indiana. But there's fewer programs in college football that I feel better about watching than Josh Heupel's Tennessee. Number one, Tennessee had been going through it basically since 2020 when Lane Kiffin left them in the middle of the night to go to USC. Would not be the last. I was going to say SEC coach, but he didn't stick around for the SEC to go to the USC at a really awkward time. And then you got the Jeremy Pruitt part of it that was kind of awful. The Derek Dooley part of it is kind of awful. And you finally get one of my guys, right, coming out from Stowe College to play at Oklahoma, win a national championship, and had been a coordinator at OU, didn't end well, coordinator at Missouri, head coach at UCF, I'm going to say Central Arkansas, Central Florida, and turned them into a power. And then Danny White got the job at Tennessee, said, I'm going to go get my guy, Josh Heupel. And I think Heupel walked in there and did exactly what he needed to do, which is slowly but surely win them over by doing it their way. One of my favorite things about Josh Heupel, other than he's the first dude to really investigate some of the questions I was asking to try to give me the best answer possible when I was coming up on the beat covering OU, is that he really wants to learn from the place that he is coaching. So he gets to Central Florida after Scott Frost had turned them into a world beater. And, going undefeated means you're perfect. There's nothing really for you to improve upon. Perfection is perfection. And Heupel said, look, I'm coming to figure out how you guys do it because you're perfect. My job is to not mess that up. Do as much as I can to ingratiate myself with how you go about doing your work. Maybe you'll be able to learn some things from me, and we can continue to go win football games. And you got to love that guy. You got to love that guy. That is a difficult spot. That is a stepdad stepping into the spot that he knows he cannot occupy as dad. He can only be the best version of himself to the limits of the position. Not a whole lot of people can do it, but Josh Heupel can. And I think that message is ringing out when he goes to recruit. Yes, it's different in Knoxville. Yes, Tennessee is a loud fan base. Yes, Tennessee goes hard. But they also got a guy that everybody can believe in. And it's a lot of fun. And I think Faison Brandon, Tristan Keys, David Gabriel Georges, you're going to have even more fun.